Right, hi all. Right, I've had a few people ask me about my hot water setup, so I thought what I'd do is I'll just do a full video to show everyone. Obviously that and how I've got my other equipment done. Obviously I won't do a full video of everything, so I will break that down in another video later on. But while I'm cleaning out the van and sorting it out for tomorrow and for the rest of this week, I thought why not do it. So plus I'm on fill up as well on the auto fill and flush with X-Line, so my tank's all getting filled up. So this is the hot water setup. You know, you could buy these tanks off eBay, Amazon, the tankless hot water setups. Quite straightforward. They take the big round batteries though in there, there's two of them, and then when you turn your water on, which I've got all my control, one of them up here, one of them over there. It's a two-man setup, but this one here is just more convenient for day in, day out, just to have this where it's located, and obviously my hose reel up here. So when you turn the water on, you flick a little button on the side here, just there. So you flick that on. Once you flick that on, you turn the gas on. The gas is secure, the tank. We are just waiting for our metal framing to be powder coated up, but again I can't fit it because until I get a spare moment, which is probably going to be Christmas time, then I can start fitting it, and that's in its own confinement, with a door, etc., everything like that. So you flick that on, and I run my gas pipe, as you can see, the orange one, round, over and up, and then in it. It's on a proper valve. It's all on. It's no cheap thing. You know, ideally I would say go full out. This is gas at the end of the day, so you don't want to be leaking. So yeah, do that. Once you've done that, then I've just run, which you can get these fittings here from B&Q. They're just John Guest BSP's males to push foot fittings. John Guest pipe work. Obviously all the pipes have plastic inserts. It stops leakage, it gives it better purchase on these fittings. So I've just run it, clipped the pipe work so it's out of the way, cable tied the gas to this as well, so it's all secure, it's not going to be moving, getting caught, anything like that. And then the main pipe work that obviously comes off from the pump, I've run it down into the fitting here. Again, this has got the insert in, so I was able to heat this hose slash pipe up to enough to slip it over and then clamp it down. I've not had any leaks whatsoever. I've tested it, I've used it for several months now. It's been spot on. The only one I did have one on was, which is the top line here, which this one runs up to our Waterworks electric reel, which is fine. This one, I just put a double clamp on this, just, you know, it was slightly weeping, but since I've done that, it's been fine. I've not had no issues, it's not pulled off. They've all got the inserts in, so you're not going to crush this plastic pipe. And yeah, it's been working well. You know, this is my little dial setup that I've got. So I've got it on winter, I've got the gas regulator on max, and the water regulation, which obviously how quick it heats up, etc., the water. But I will say, some people will probably put in the comments that having it on max, it's going to be too hot for the windows, but you've got to bear in mind there's 200 meters worth of hose there. If you've got that all pulled out and then you've got this heated up to only halfway, the time that comes out of our heads up here, it's not going to be, it's going to be very lukewarm, it's not going to be hot. So you know, I've always put it here, just gone. I've not had no problems with me having it as temperature. Obviously with single glazing, I don't use the hot water. I find it's better to be safe rather than sorry. because it's single glaze, it can crack a lot easier. So yeah, that's fine. And then with the flue situation, I've mounted mine up on the sidewall, so it's all easy access. I can have, you know, this door here open and this door here shut, and my hose can just run out, and then I can still venting out through the boiler. So I brought this ducting off B&Q, and then I was trying to find for the right size fitting for this, which I believe is a 4-inch, could be wrong, could be a 5, but the only place I could source one of them was Amazon. So, you know, it's worked perfect. I've just put some self-tapper screws in it to secure it down. It's not moving. This is bolted down, it's not moving. There is a metal plate behind this boiler, and obviously I've done a carpet lining in all my walls. Again, it's my preference, I prefer to have it. It acts as an insulation as well. Some people say it goes mouldy, but for the amount of time I've had all this carpet in for years now, in this van and in my old van, I've not had one issue. Keeps everything nice and warm in here. And obviously when the boiler's on, you know, you've got your cold morning, you think, yep, got double glaze, you whack that on, you'd be very surprised how warm and toasty it gets in here, even though you've got it vented, which again would help a lot with everything when it comes to the cold weathers, well, freezing weathers I should say. So yeah, it's been fine. So that's that set up. And with my reel, I've decided to mount my reel on top of my tank. I have 2 tanks in this van. One's for my window cleaning, one's for my pressure washer set up. So I will get round to the side and I'll show you all that. So with my reel, I've put in some nut inserts in the battery tray, which is located just underneath that Waterworks reel and just above the RO filter. So that's all bolted down, so that does not move whatsoever, side to side, nothing. It is solid. And then here, you know, I was looking around for a lot of, you know, wheels, guides, whatever you want to call them, and you know, I was seeing some that are like 50, 60, sometimes 80 quid for them, and I was like, they're just winch guides, and that's all they are. And this is all this one is. Yeah, I've gone for the orange because I've kind of got a orange theme set up because of the X-Line. So I bought this, and I think this was like £12, and I've had it for about a year and it works absolutely perfect. You know, I will show you another video later on. Obviously my setup's like this, I've got no ball on the end, I've got nothing like that, because there's a reason for that, because I have a hoseless pole setup that is a DIY. Again, that would be a really good video that I will post up, because it will obviously save you a lot of money, because it cost me all in total the best part of £2. And every hose has got that, apart from the hose here with my Chariot that's on. Again, this is from America. Really good product. You know, we've used it on a lot of roof cleans and a few render cleans. Really helpful. And then our DA components, nozzles, etc. But yeah, that's the only one that hasn't got it, because that one's here. Again, if we're doing roof cleans, if we're doing render, stuff like that, it's just easier to have it like that than, you know, pull my actual window cleaner hose out, which I have got another reel that I am looking to run this into a hoseless setup, but at the minute I haven't had time, so it's staying as it is. It works for now, it does the job, so I'm not going to be crying. And obviously this is, well, it is. So yeah, this setup is ideal, as you can see. You know, it does the job. That does pop outside time, but again, it just flicks back in, it's straightforward. But the amount of times I've pulled that through, it's not caused any problems. And again, I've got all my X-Line poles. So that one's 28 plus. This one's the 32 plus, just this one here. I have just put new DA component pads and a new fitting because I did snap my fitting right there in the week, so that's all been put on today, because Sunday is usually just my refresh, sort out, take all the old cloths out that need cleaning, get them clean, fill up every day with the tank, which we're doing. Yeah, you have got spotless water, but for me at the minute, if I ain't near a spotless, which there is one 10-20 minutes down the road, but for me to fill up my tank while I'm doing bits in the van, it's, you know, it's just viable just to do that. I've got water source, everything else, so it's easy enough to do that. So where else we? So here, I will get onto the subject about obviously gutter vacuums, because there has been a few posts recently about DIY vacuums, what's the best vacuums to go. Before everyone kicks out and says go and buy £2,000, £1,000 ones, £800 ones. With my vacuum, I've not had one issue. It's not broken down. It does exactly the same job. It has been compared to other gutter vacuums on the market, and it does exactly the same job. It's just a branding. It's like you buying a Ralph Lauren t-shirt to you buying a Primark t-shirt. It's got a badge on it. Yeah, I'm a name brand type of guy, but when it comes to this equipment, if it does the job and it breaks, I know I'll be getting a new one within 48 hours, and it's going to cost me the best part of £100–200 for the new vacuum. The poles are never going to break unless I run it over, but these are the poles. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 poles. I did put the carbon wrap on this because what I found was with some of the white gutters, when it's got this alley, you see all the alley's gone all black and a bit manky. I found with a white gutter, when it starts getting like, I have got protective film on these, it would actually mark them. So when I put the wrap on, it stopped that. So that is the only thing, you know, it's totally up to you. You don't have to put the wrap on, you can just wrap some duct tape around it, whatever you feel. So I went and got these poles. These are just flag poles. You buy 20 meters of flag pole, they're all interlinks, as you can see. It's all reduced down, it all interlinks, and there's the clamps up there. So you just fit them on. I have got the clamps, they are proper gutter vac clamps, and I think they're £30 to £40. I think for maybe 5, I'm not 100% sure, but you can easily find them on the web. And then obviously you've got your silicone bend there, and I have some of this pole left over, so I've made my own attachment. So I've got that one up there, and I've got this one here. This one here has just got my gutter vac cheap camera that I used to have on. You know, they're just like £20 Wi-Fi GoPro copies to say. So you know, it done its job for a while, but I just found the video side of things to obviously promote the service, it just wasn't good quality enough. It just looked very amateur to say, so I got rid of that in the end. Some people still use it, they like it, blah blah blah. I just find it's better for me, which I did do, go and bought a brand new GoPro 8, and I stuck it onto one of my poles that we use for roof scraping, etc., or any other poles, and it works perfectly. I can leave it up there, it's not a problem, it's not going to fall. We have a bungee cord just in case, just to wrap around say near the downpipe so the pipe don't fall. But you know, you make your own attachments. So I've got another one similar to this, but I've cut it as a 45. I've got different ones, I've got long ones of these, shorter ones of these. It's quite straightforward, or you can just take that out and just use the silicone like I still do. You know, suck it out. The silicone again is about a tenner, 12 quid max. So the whole setup with the poles, with the gutter vac, sorry about the light because it's starting to get dark now because I'm doing works out here. With the gutter vac, it's just a standard cheap £200 gutter vac. You will get a plastic trolley with it, but mine didn't last me 2 minutes. So what I've done is I went to B&Q again when I brought a £25 trolley, I think it was, which is metal with metal wheels, and off the plastic trolley I did take off this fitting that the gutter vac clips into, as you can see these clips, and all I've done was done a cable tie to there, and I had some of these clamps left over, so I just strapped it down to that, and it's not moving. It is solid. So this is it. And I did buy one of these off, I think, Gutter Suck. This is a 2-inch inlet, and you will get like this foam pad. So what I've done, this part of this foam pad, I use this as a template to cut this shape out. You know, I use the Dremel. You can use, because I've got the tool to do it. You can. I wouldn't advise using a hacksaw or a jigsaw, because it's tin. You're just going to be bouncy. It's going to be kicking back in you. Use an hand grinder. Yeah, you can. Again, just be very careful, wear your safety equipment, but a Dremel does work a lot better. So yeah, once you've cut it out, take this pad back off. Put this on. I would advise putting a load of sealant around the edge, all around this, and then I nut and bolted this through and clamped it, and I've not had an issue, not had a leak, nothing. I have got the Gutter Sucker flexible hose, which is again for a 2-inch pipe work. That was expensive. That was like 80-90 quid. You know, compared to that, to everything else, it didn't cost me a lot. So you're looking at 165. I got this back for at the time because it was on promotion. Then obviously the poles, I've got 2 sets of them them flagpoles. So you are looking around about the region of no more than £400 in total, with the clamps, with silicone, with everything. You are getting a full kit. So let me take you around to the side door where it will show you the other side of it all. So this is my flex here. Oh, sorry about the light, but there's my flex there that I keep it between 2 tanks, and I have got 4 extra poles down the side of that tank just in case I need it. Again, it works, does the job. It's not going to argue with it. But yeah, that's really it. I got a few bits to do this Christmas. I've got a lot of sorting out to do, like my little toolbox. I need to sort out. I've got a new toolbox, but again, I have time to sort that out. It's got spare fittings, it's got the tools, it's got everything in it, just in case you're on the road, something happens, something breaks, you can change it there and then. I ain't got to pack up, call it a day and come back the next day. Can't afford to be doing that, because again, we're so booked. It's, for me to cancel that job to go back another day isn't feasible to do. But yeah, everything else here. So again, this is all my window cleaning / equipment. So you know, you've got the younger rub out, which is really good for Limescale. You know, there's not much else it is. It does Limescale. You know, got this one, really good. Gets hard spot, again, Limescale. Obviously the good old fashioned pink stuff. You know, Vision 2. You know, another one there. Winter cleaning stuff, normal stuff. Spray bottles there for the TFR, which is this stuff all here, and this Vision is all from David Kemp, which is all on the pages, etc. Really good. So I just strictly use this bottle here to either apply it onto my brush once I've wet the windows, scrub away, rinse off, or if the window's low enough, I just spray it straight down directly to the window. Again, this is diluted, so it's not straight neat. That's that. Here we have our petrol jerry cans, our biocides, our soft wash boosters, all our other type stuff, and then up there we've got the hypochlorite on the back shelf up there, which is all there. That bag there, that is all our CSS WorkSafe equipment, which when we done our course for ladder safety. So you know, that's all the straps, that's all the harnesses, that's everything for when you're working on roofs, working at height on ladders. Fully safe, fully certificate up. Fantastic bit of kit. I've got 2 of them, one here, one in the garage. And then here is just the traditional side. So we're not just doing the pole work, we do traditional. Again, really love these, really love these. Nice, got a bit of weight to them, they're not light, they're they're good. I like them. A lot of people are a bit iffy about it. It's got a nice weight to it. You know, it's not like some of them where they're all flimsy and light. Nice bit of weight. You know, it does its job. So we've got all different ones. You know, we've got the, let me put this back on. Everything has its place in this van. There's not one bit that don't have its place. You've got your wagtails, different sizes. You've got your Ungar, which is my baby little one. You've got a smaller one. You've got another Ungar channel. Our bigger blades, you know, next size down. Our scrapers, our hands, alcohol stuff. Our applicators, all different sizes. You know, our Ninja stuff all there, spray bottles, etc. Everything's all there. It's all tidy. It's all kept. It's usable. A lot of you probably will ask about what is that plug setup. That plug setup there is for our X-Line trolley, and that is the charger system. With this van, it does come with a 240 outlet setup, which is between the handbrake on a Ford Transit Custom. So that charges up my X-Line tank. Well, sorry, not tank, trolley, which, you know, is good. We use that for when we do a lot of schools, or we've got a few shops that we have to do the sign writing boards for, etc. If we can't park there and we've got to park around the back, it's easy enough to grab the trolley, come to the van, you know, grab pure water out of this, fill up the tank, or if not, we do have our big plastic tanks that we can just empty that straight into a tank. So that's that setup there. Again, I said about this, the Triton, we have actually got the spray nozzle coming out. So as soon as the, well, not coming out, but coming to us, we will do a video on this very soon on all of this setup, because I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Yeah, so that's that. Right, let's go around the other side so you can see what we've got working here. Alright, so here we actually have our, let me grab a torch. So here we have our generator, which again, that is fantastic bit of kit. You know, this is a 7.2 kVA Honda engine generator with 230 plus 110. You know, we use a 230 setup. This will run that gutter vac without a problem. I'm not going to be losing power. There's enough juice in that to run this plus our hot water pressure washer tank, to say boiler, sorry, I mean. So that runs both of them at the same time with each. So this tank here is for our chemicals. I have another one, so there will be two tanks set up here, plus the generator, plus this, plus there will be a reel for the hose for the chemical application. Again, at the minute it's just called up, put on the hook. You know, it's just time and obviously putting everything back, but once on a reel it'll be straightforward. This bad boy is on a reel. Again, it has got the female push connection, and obviously there's the little piece of hose that goes from the reel to the pressure washer, because the pressure washer sits like right here. I'll pull it out of the back of the van because it comes in and out, but the tank and everything stays. The tank's obviously empty, it gets filled up on the job. You know, we've got plenty of hose. I think we've got a stupid amount of hose, so we're easy enough to fill up through the furthest normal places that an outlet would be. It's quite straightforward, really. But yeah, everything is here. Like I said, I will do other videos to obviously show my little setups that I've got going. But yeah, hope this all helps. If you have any questions, please let us know.